What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to He Said, She Said, and the Real Podcast. Listen, I am your host, Nikki Lovebug, here for another night of tomfoolery on your Tuesday. We got craziness for you. Listen, I want to make a couple of announcements before I bring my co-host on. Shout out to Chase and Wood and Sean Gray and Tori Chanel holding it down on our blog. Listen, if you love what we talk about on here, and when we are not here, you're missing us, make sure you check us out at He Said, She Said, and the Real WordPress.com. Listen, it's a dope blog. Make sure you go ahead and check that out. And gotta say, what's up, Jenna? Gotta say, hey to our audience. We missed you guys too. Listen, I want to make a couple of announcements before I bring my host on, right? So I've taken over. Nikki take over right now, right? I am doing a pop-up at home, y'all. I am coming home. So for those who do not know, I will be in Gary and in the Chi-Town area. Yes, and I would love to see all of my people. So with that being said, I gotta shout out our sponsor for the night. It's Inspired Soul. Listen, they are having the dopest event on Saturday. It's going to be amazing. All of the information will be in the comments. I'm trying to get the commercial to play because the commercial is real sexy. But if you like live music, some neo soul, listen, this is where you want to be. We're going to have somebody singing. We're going to have poetry. Nice, grown, sexy, and safe environment because we will still be masking it up. We don't care what they saying in Indiana. So I have now taken over. I've also did all the stuff. So here we go. Let me bring folks on. So I'm going to bring Camo Chick because it's a female takeover tonight.
Hey!
What's up, Camo Chick? What's up in the house?
I just have one question though.
Yeah.
Before we get started. So, like, which part do I get to do Saturday? Because I'm coming. I'm coming out. I'm gonna come. So,
you gonna rock the mic?
Girl, I don't rock Jack, but I will do something. What do you want me to do? I can be the one to say.
Hey, listen, I'm telling y'all, I will be in the place on Inspired Soul. So if you want to see me, then you need to be there. Okay, listen,
I'm coming to see you. I'm coming to see you.
I'm just trying to tell you. I'm gonna get the information. I'm gonna put it all in the so y'all can come see me. But let's not leave our he out. Let me bring you the he as the part of the he said. Okay, let me bring him on out so he can join our party.
Hey. We back, baby. We back.
Hey.
We back, baby. We back. We back. What's going on, people? Hey.
I'm gonna tell you, I missed you. So definitely, hey, to all our audience, make sure you definitely give us shouts in the comments. Let us know that you missed us, that you was looking for us. But look, we got a show for you tonight. Don't let us think that we had a little week off. We came with the tomfoolery for you tonight. So first up, before I even get into that, I gotta hit on the trending topics, y'all. Really, Johnson's. Like, here we go for all the naysayers.
Right.
If you want to go get their vaccination, then I wake up today and it is tomfoolery. Look, I'm just gonna make a joke to lighten it up because that's what we do. Y'all know them Johnson baby powder commercials still come on telling you that you should really not take the Johnson & Johnson's, but I'm sort of Moderna and Pfizer. So I'm just saying, don't stop being lazy. Instead of y'all trying to get the one and done, No,
get your double up on them. That's what Johnson.
Okay, right.
Vanessa, don't have an attitude. We missed you.
We missed you, Vanessa. But no, seriously, because I do know that a lot of people were so interested in getting the one shot. So I don't want people to start panicking. Like, it don't panic yet. I mean, because again, it's based on what happened overseas and that they stopped over there. So as a precaution in several cases here, they decided that they wanted to just pause the delivery of it. So I don't want people that went out and got the Johnson shot to automatically start calling their doctors and panicking.
I know Johnson's when I Johnson's. That's a Medea reference. I'm sorry, that was a Medea reference.
Right.
For anybody who's not a Medea fan, you won't get it.
It's just when I think Johnson, I just think of baby powder.
Right.
Like instantly.
Baby lotion.
Right, baby lotion, all that stuff. It's like medicine? No, you ain't shooting Johnson & Johnson in me.
Stop.
That don't even sound right. Like I don't like that. I'm not a fan of that at all.
Pineapples.
Right.
No, seriously. But no.
Not even 10 minutes in, and the pineapples have already happened.
We almost made it. We were 7 minutes in.
We was almost there, but yeah,
we was real close.
As for your tomfoolery, here it is.
Yes.
So listen, y'all, a lot has happened since we gone. Look, see, Jenna, you know about Medea Jenna. Look, y'all know that is my favorite play. A lot has happened, y'all, since we last were in here. What's up, Lisa? We missed you. So let me tell you. What's up? What's up, Eric? What's up? Listen.
Oh, wait a minute. Eric got a new name. Wait.
With the Q.
With the Q.
Wait.
Name.
Yeah, Eric, what's going on? You need to put that in the comments. And then he put we in here. Like, okay, you by yourself?
It's two of y'all.
Two of y'all? Okay.
Let's go, E. Let's go.
So, y'all, it has been crazy on TV. Have y'all been watching TV?
Yes.
Have y'all been watching the TV?
Yes.
Facebook jail. Okay, we got you, Eric. Facebook jail.
Oh, okay.
And he got what? Hold on. Is that Black Jesus at your profile picture, Eric?
Poking out, looking around the corner. That's what I'm talking about, E. Yes, sir.
That's my friend.
Yes,
we
sir.
need to get Eric on the show. He got
Yes,
Black
we do.
as his profile picture.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
So listen, y'all, it's been crazy. First thing, they hyped up this Lifetime show. And I don't know why I bought into the hype because it's a Lifetime show. But did anybody raise your hand, send some likes in the chat, whatever? Did y'all watch Lust? Okay, I watched it. Okay, Camo clearly had dates and booze and things to tend to because she ain't watched TV this week. I'm telling all
time for a little TV.
I didn't watch TV at all.
Okay, but so Lucky, let's have a conversation. Okay,
let's go.
So, okay, Lisa watched it. Okay, so our audience is with us. I got all excited. I'm watching Lust. First, can we talk about the characters that were casted? Tank, Carrie Hilson.
Now I don't even want to watch it. See,
Latoya Luckett, like
it was like every reject, every like R&B Hollywood reject was casted in the movie. Right, it was a lot on that part.
It was like the D-list of actresses and actors.
Well, they was once A-listers, but they didn't drop down a few letters. It was just like.
Yeah,
it was the career saver.
Every week, action going on a few characters. Yeah, so I just want to, before you go out and say Love Bug and Lucky told y'all to watch it, I just want to preference that it was a Lifetime movie. Okay,
fair warning.
Standard Lifetime movie with Black actors. Literally, that's all it was. It was just a Black Lifetime movie.
Okay.
All right. So I gave y'all the background on it, right? Okay. So, first up, it's weird because Jakes is writing a series on lust. And if anybody has read the books, you know, there's some sex scenes in there, like some real sex scenes. And
7 Deadly Sins.
But, wait a minute, but that's not his book, though, right? That's
not his book. But
no, not his book.
Produced the movie.
Right.
It's produced by T.D. Jakes. So let me just tell you, let me just skip to the good part because y'all can miss all the rest of that. Y'all can give up 2 hours of your life and watch the movie, or you can listen to Lefty and Love Bug's version of it. Either way, I'm here to save your day. But let's talk about the fact that there were some things that happened that I kind of felt some kind of way because it resonated with me. So she was not pleased with her sex life with her boo. Okay. That's me putting it politically correct. And it was partially, Lucky helped me explain it because I don't understand it from a dude's perspective. It was partially because her boo wanted to put her on this good girl pedestal.
Right.
I'm trying to tell y'all without telling y'all the whole
Okay.
show.
Yeah, but it's Lifetime. Nobody really is. You're gonna figure it out first 3 minutes of the damn movie. Anyway.
Okay.
So it pretty much goes to so he was the only person she had been with.
Right.
In other words, she was pure. You know what I mean? Like purest of the pure. Now he was a street guy, former street guy. So of course, handsome, little bread. So he was doing his thing. He wasn't no stranger to the women and all that. So so he got his pure wife, untouched by anybody else. And it seemed to me he wanted to kind of keep the purity, while still getting his roll off, but still kind of keep her pure. He didn't want to just like smut her out. Because on one episode, I might well just say it. I don't care. Y'all should have watched the damn movie. So they was kissing. He's finna put up on the counter. She wanted to get down in the kitchen. Like, you get tired of going to the bedroom. Want to get out in the kitchen, and she reached for his Johnson. Reference to Johnson & Johnson. She reached for his Johnson, and he was like, Like, it was weird. Like she was trying to be, no, she thought she was like, give me this. Give me this D. And he was like, no. we don't talk like that.
We don't talk like that.
Yeah. So
he tried to do like some role play.
I didn't get that because I was turned on when she said it.
Right. Like she was like, I was turned on. And everything, and he was like, his exact words, and this is where I'm going. So this is what we finna hit Lucky with, since he's our only he tonight. So I hope you got your boys in the audience to bag you up. He was like, been there, done that. I don't need that from you. Okay, but I from you. So like, that was my thought. I was like, so because you've been out there and have experienced the whole spectrum of thoughts, isms, the thought rainbow.
Yeah.
Now that you're ready to get married and settled down, does that really spill over to the bedroom? So I'm coming at Lucky like, we know this is Lifetime, right? So we know, but is there some realism in that statement?
Yeah.
How men think?
Definitely. It's not, but not to the extreme of the movie, but definitely because, I always say once we give you a title, we put you on this pedestal, and we know how we viewed, just the little knockoffs, the little chick, you just hitting the car or doing something weird to you while you're driving. We know how we view those, and we try to keep that. What happened?
Did you say the knockoff?
Knockoff. That was a nice way of saying bust down or whatever. I ain't know how to say it in another way.
Okay,
it's a family show. It's a family show.
The knockoff.
Pretty good. Lisa said he was denying.
Right. Now that's what I mean by the extreme. Like in the bedroom is one thing. You know what I'm saying? But so okay, you've been in serious relationships, and Nick, you've been married. Like when you guys like before, pretty sure with some car sex going on and some lakefront sex and some all type of weird places.
What? I don't know what you speak of. I don't know anything about that.
Okay. Now we all virgins around here.
I am the good girl.
But then as the relationship grows, it kind of just gets more. That part kind of goes away. I don't know. It's hard to explain it.
Well, I'm finna just put myself out there because that's what we do on this show, right? This show is real raw relevant, and I always end up telling all my business. I don't know how that happens, but let me just go ahead and do it again. I've experienced that where, not to put this person on Front Street, but he was like, and I mean serious relationship, long-term relationship, and it was things that I know he was doing with them chicks he was messing around on me with. Absolutely know it, because some of them came back and told me when they was trying to tell them. But with me, it was like no, and like it was like no to toys, and it was like no to exploration, and it's like there was a catch-22 in my head because you keep cheating, but when I try to bring entertainment into the bedroom, it's like no, it's not for me and you to do. It's for when I want to be a thought in the streets and I do it with them. And so I don't understand. I literally am one of those people that no, car sex wasn't a thing. I don't know if it was because I was a big girl, because for those who didn't know, Nikki used to be fluffy. I don't know if it was a size thing and we couldn't fit in the car or what. I don't know, but that never went down for me. And I was
fit in the car.
Yeah,
you can fit in the
car action.
Trust me,
anybody.
That can work.
Okay, so I'm just saying, I've experienced the downfall of a good girl, and I also experienced the good girl gone bad. Because at some point, similar to the movie, let me just keep moving around.
You find
when you was ready to get freaky, you opened up with somebody else.
Yes,
with him.
Right. But then the interesting thing is that completely changed the perception of me with that person, because it was like, oh, you let him slut you out. Yeah. I bet you he was doing all this kind of stuff to you. And I was like, no, not really. But it was just more sexually free than,
because we as men, we know what it's like when you just literally it's just a smash. Like or how you do them. You definitely do them a little different. No feelings, no care, no, you know what I'm saying? You like any little weird thing you can think of that pop in your head at the time and don't have no alcohol in you, you'll try. Like it's things you'll do with that chick that you wouldn't dare even ask your girl to do because you love her.
Okay.
You don't love this chick.
Okay.
Z just put it up there. It's a respect thing.
Yeah,
it's in a weird way. It's a compliment. But I know you all don't take it like in a weird way
at all.
It's a compliment. Like you're a jewel. Like you don't. It's like, okay. For instance, I'm trying to get an analogy here, right? Okay. So you got your for guys, right? We got our gym shoes, our crispy whites. We only wear certain places. We keep a rag, make sure ain't any little smudge on. We wipe them off. We keep them. They got to be crisp at all time. Mm-hmm. But then we got our comfortable joints that we just throw on, and we run in them. We cut grass in them joints.
Walk the dog.
We walk the dog in them. Mm-hmm. We don't care. Like we,
Did he
just like the hood slippers?
Analogy? Like
yes, he did.
When you put it that way, I'm with Z. Like, okay, I can dig it. What came to mind for me, ladies, is your mama had that good living room that didn't nobody go in. That was just for show. Mm-hmm. And then you had the family room. That's the room you could lay on the couch and be comfortable in. But there were certain things you couldn't do in her front room. I mean, my mom called it the front room. It wasn't
right. It was the front room. No, front room. You couldn't do it. Well, I guess my thing is that, I mean, you made a comment, and by the way, we're gonna go ahead and shout out your Dwayne Wayne look with the flip ups.
Right.
I've been
so y'all see it. Y'all see the tomfoolery, right? Y'all see it.
Yes, sir.
But my question is, so even though it's something that people do continuously. So it's not just a one-time deal. Like I'm just gonna go out and do it this one time and rock it with this chick that she liked to twist of her leg this way. You keep going back to the same chick to get the same activity instead of allowing that to happen at home. And so I don't.
But we don't respect her. Just because we go back don't mean we respect her. She's not respected. She's good for what she's good for.
So let me just ask this:
that's 15 minutes of fame and keep it moving.
At what point do y'all ego and your stroke needs get to the same alignment? Because it sounds like what you truly desire, you want, but you don't want it with the person you truly desire. Like that makes sense. Like
because most men separate sex and love. It's not, we don't intertwine it like that.
So why? So, and this is my thing, and of course, this is Tiffany talking, right? Because we've already expressed that I think about sex a little differently than the next person. Is that why is that not okay? Why is it not okay to do the freaky things with your mate? Why? I mean, if you want to twist her leg, the left over the shoulder, whatever.
No, I'm not saying it's not okay.
Right. But I'm just saying that it's deemed as, I don't want to soil my woman. She is perfect. Right. She is pure. Sex is pure. Sex is okay. It is okay to explore with sex. I never understood why is it that men choose to
because you make
separate the two.
You make love to your woman.
So
you took the side chick to Pound Town.
Y'all playing games.
Pound right there, baby. Take her to Pound Town.
But Eric made a comment. He said, Eric made a comment, and or the person you with can't provide it.
See, Z put it. So here goes back to y'all. Remember when I got real heated? Y'all remember?
Yes, I remember.
Listen, this goes back to these impossible standards, right? So I got a question. So whatever happened to what our moms taught us to be, you know, a wife in the streets and a freak in the sheets? Why can't a woman have it all? Why can't I do the whole moves behind the doors with you? And then, you know, it's just me and you. What goes through y'all mind if we try and put our own legs by our ears to show you something? What's going through your mind, Lucky? You get you.
I think if you are introduced it, most men aren't going to be like, oh no, you know. But for us to be like, girl, put this back here, let's throw this back in, you know. For us to introduce it, you know, that's that. I guess that, like you said, it's so pure. Like, you know, that like you don't want to damage it, or you don't want to dirty it up. Now, if she say, hey, if you throw it back there and it's on and cracking, you keep it moving. You know, you do your thing. You don't say no, because then that is her telling you that she's ready. Okay. She needs more. Like, you know, that's cool.
Because it ain't just about positions, right? It's a lot of things
that go into it.
That's facts right there, bro.
Right. So he said no man wants his wife.
It's his kids with the same mouth. She just.
But here's the thing. But I don't. Again, if you're willing to do it with someone else, and you're denying your mate of
care about her.
But no. I'm saying no. And I say we complicated, like
right, like. But at the same time, but because you're putting her on this pedestal and you're keeping you're denying her of sexual pleasure. So the things that she did to get with you, you are no longer given to. You know what I'm saying?
Now, she's not being pleased. Now that's different. Now we just saying, you know, now just trying something different don't mean you're not getting pleasure from the, you know, the sex y'all having. You just ready to explore something. You know what I'm saying? You ready to explore something like that. Like, here's an example, right? A dude will go to a side chick for a threesome in a heartbeat. He ain't going to his girl for no threesome. Most guys don't. Like, that's not comfortable to ask your girl, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I'm ready to bring somebody else in the bedroom. You know what I'm saying? Now, the jump off, it's like, hey, girl, call your friend. Get it cracking. Like, you can care. It's just a whole different attitude towards that person, because that's just sex. That's all it is.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's the basketball we throw in the closet. That's the basketball we throw in the closet and pull it out when we want to play.
So we want to play. The audience is chiming in. So we got Eric. I got to hit Eric. He said, man, bump that. Your wife's supposed to be your biggest freak. Jenna, cool. I just giggled because you say mess around and get stuck. You're not going to put your legs nowhere. I'm with you. But now this Jamia is hitting on point.
That's right. That's what I'm saying.
In our bed.
Right.
So to tell y'all the story, because y'all ain't gonna go watch. If y'all ain't watched it, y'all ain't gonna watch it, and y'all might as well just wait. And it's 7 Deadly Sins. The next one is envy. So we'll see whether that gets better. Listen. So my question is, she immediately sought out another man. Like she felt a certain passion that she hadn't felt with him. A certain. Now he was playing her. But you know, he played on that undesire. And let's talk about the rejection. We see how y'all be looking at Cardi booty, Megan knees, dropping it. We know you as a man and you have desires, but what do you think your wife takes away from that when it's rejected? I don't want to do sex all the time.
Can we let me first say he never rejected her. The husband still wanted her sexually, but just his way. It wasn't he didn't reject her like no, you ain't getting none, because he took in the bedroom and still
ladies that watch
did his little missionary thing. He ain't get down.
That watch Lust.
She just wanted to get down.
But
she wanted the 7.5 weeks.
He still rejected her, Lucky.
Yeah, but he still wanted to stick it in. That was all that mattered. That was important. He wanted to stick it in.
Y'all will stick it in an ear canal if y'all can. Like, I don't care.
That sound uncomfortable. That sound real uncomfortable. I mean, it's you know what? Honestly, it's hard to explain. Every man is different. I've heard guys actually say that they don't want to imagine. They start thinking, you know, about what she did with this other dude, especially if if you pull it out the bag too early. You know, you start like, how many dudes you did this with? You know what I'm saying? Like, so some guys think like that. That's an insecurity. You know, not saying I think like that, but I know cats that actually do feel that way.
So what about if it's the reverse?
Nasty.
Who's just nasty?
That's what William just said. Just nasty.
Okay, so hot off the press, y'all. I just got an inbox.
It ain't no pick, is it?
No dick pic.
No, that inbox.
I haven't had any red tips for a while.
Oh, okay.
They don't want to be on the show. You didn't put all they
no red tips. I ain't put no red. Okay, I got an inbox that says, and it's from a gentleman saying he was dealing with an older woman who loved to give head. Her husband refused to let her do it. She felt sexually frustrated and even told him so. And he said he didn't care that it was wrong, and that he didn't care and it was wrong. And then goes on to say that before they got married, he was down like 4 flat tires after marriage.
But once they got married,
then the babies came and he cut her off.
from giving him fellatio?
Yeah.
Now see, that's an extremist. That's one of those guys that's to the extreme with it. You know, that's TD Jakes Jr. He done went all the way to the left with it, man. Come on now.
I mean,
that's one of those extreme situations, but it happens. Like, it's a real thing. And
honestly,
and it's not a bad thing.
When I was pregnant, my ex-husband would not sleep with me. He would not sleep with me because he felt like, now I've heard some men think that sex with their pregnant wife is amazing. He was not going because in his mind, it was like the baby and this.
Right. It's a mental thing.
He did not mentally go there with me. I would like to think that really was the reason, and it wasn't his cheating and philandering ways. But
no. So it's a lot. I wasn't all into the pregnant sex either. I mean, it was like, especially the bigger she got, it was like, oh no. I don't want to poke my baby in the head or nothing crazy.
Okay, but
that can't happen, but you just be like,
it was so weird if the baby moved and he could feel the baby.
Yeah.
He was like, no, you you're no longer sexy to me. And that was I felt
that felt right. So
feeling the baby move is 75 to 0 in 1.2 seconds. You gonna go flat. You're gonna go flatter than a tire that just ran over 10 spikes. Quick. You're like, that's my child. Oh no. No, we can't do that.
Go back to your inbox because
no. Oh my God.
I'm just saying, I don't understand. Y'all need to get out y'all heads. Y'all say we be overthinking stuff.
They overthink it.
Y'all need to get out y'all heads. That's all.
Some men, and there are actually men who are like that, but it's like I said, a date. So to me, the guy that he's talking about in the inbox, the husband.
No, it's the side. No,
I know he's the side dude, but the husband that he's speaking about.
Can we call him the sidecar? Can we call him the
sidecar?
Sidecar.
Right, sidecar. Well, we can call him Headless James because he ain't getting none of that. He don't want none of that. So here's a guy that views oral sex as nasty, as a dirty act. All men don't view it like that. So he does not want his wife doing anything dirty.
So the wife,
that's his mindset,
right? But the wife decided she gonna go get some head. Like she's gonna go give head, like that. And so again, now we have a bigger issue because, like you said, if a man separates sex from love,
Right.
And he's okay with that. But now that the woman has stepped out, the wife is now stepping out and was like, I'm going to give some head to a dude that wanted. And guess what? If the husband find out, all hell gonna break loose.
Facts. His wife is tainted at that point. Don't you kiss me with that dirty mouth. Don't you kiss me with that dirty mouth.
You can't give him head at home.
No, that's just, hey, further disclaimer. That's just fam over there. We ain't all think like that, baby. So stop the presses. We all don't feel that way. Just so it's well known. So I actually knew somebody. It is one last quick one. I knew somebody. The girl liked anal.
Oh.
She loved anal, but the husband, he wouldn't do that with her. Like that's to him. Now we going to the next freaky level. We going past that. Like she was on that. Yeah.
I just want you to know the comments is off the chain.
Oh God!
I know that guy's popping in and out. I'm trying to myself tonight, guys. I'm trying to hold it down.
What I think is interesting, Eric said Dr. Tishner does wonders. I agree. But what I think is interesting, what I really think is key is, and we saw it in Lust, man. Like he was a dope dude. It was nothing she wanted for. He loved her. He wasn't cheating on her. But he just was not bringing the thunder in the bedroom. Now, he thought he was. You could tell by William said that nasty demonic.
Little dick pounder. He was a little dick pounder.
No,
she wasn't unsatisfied. He just wasn't freaky with her. Right, he wasn't getting
so she wasn't satisfied then.
Yeah,
right. So I would just say, like as a woman, we want to be desired the same way y'all do.
Pull my hair a couple of times. Make me feel like you want
that's cool,
Knock me in the kitchen while I'm making breakfast and be like, forget them eggs.
Right.
And let me just tell all the guys, I'm gonna give y'all a warning. It's a spoiler. Ain't no sex scenes in it. It's terrible. You can't have a movie called Lust and not have a damn sex scene in it, TD Jakes. The hell is wrong with you, man? I thought it was gonna get one or two little freaky scenes or something.
They had heavy petting scenes.
Oh my God! I was like, really? We didn't get to see this. Come on, man.
He wasn't grabbing no throat. He wasn't pulling no hair. I want to be able to tell you, like, I just got my braids done. Don't pull my hair.
Like, give us the. You doing a movie about lust? Give us some visuals.
Eric,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
well, you just made men are gonna watch the show.
Hey guys, I was disappointed. Wasn't a sex scene in it.
Well, I bought the book, so I wanted to read the book first because I actually like Victoria Christian. I like Victoria Christopher, right?
By a Christian author, so
it is.
Yeah,
but she does pretty well. I'm gonna check it out and see what happens. Let me read the book.
Please get Will.
Yeah,
he said he want that choke action. Well, that's the thing, and lust is, and then it goes into the Bible, and of course it's gonna go church. It's gonna get churchy with TD Jakes doing it, and it's the whole with the giving in to the flesh thing.
Okay, we don't care about the churchy thing tonight.
Yeah.
So at the end,
listen, it's a sermon, it's some motivation.
I got a question for y'all though.
What's that?
Is it considered cheating to lust for another person other than your mate?
Yeah.
You ain't did nothing. You lusting, though. You dreaming about it. You like, boy, I bet he'll.
Oh, you done came in your dreams. You done had a wet dream.
I'm asking y'all. I'm asking the ladies. I'm trying to get it from the ladies.
Like, if it's Shamar,
do you feel guilty?
I'm never going to get to.
No, not Shamar Moore. I'm talking about Johnny at work. Your work husband, the maintenance dude, the mechanic.
Yes.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Even if it's Shamar Moore,
once your mind goes there, it's not
you're going.
The body follows.
Right.
So, yeah,
you're going.
Somebody I have access to, and I'm sitting there and having moments and dreams, and I'm waking up like, oh, yeah, like that's a slippery slope. Ain't long.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't long for you down that rabbit hole.
I'm clutching my pearls right now.
Oh yeah,
like today, I thought about somebody, and it was somebody I hadn't thought about in a long time, and like my whole body reacted. And I was like, "Ooh, that's not good."
Right.
But
just said church folks freaky too. How you think all them baby saints get here?
Facts.
Right. And
Facts.
sometimes even freakier. How about that?
Now, let me kick a question to you guys. So you asked, was it cheating? Right.
Mm-hmm.
weird.
Eric, we put you back in Facebook jail.
Look, so let me just ask y'all this. In terms of like, what I took away from it is the definition of good girl evolving? Now let's take all of the Lust, the movie, but like, you know, how far can you go? Because she got to the point like she was having, and you know, it's a movie thing. Like, I'm having sex with him, but I'm thinking about him. Like, but my question to Lucky and to the men in the audience, right? Have you ever had sex with someone thinking of someone else? Like, close your eyes and who you sleeping with is not who you thinking about?
Like way back when.
I'm not talking about Janet either. I'm not talking about Janet.
No, I ain't either.
I'm talking about like you thinking of Brenda with the big booty at the copy machine.
It has happened.
Okay.
It happens. It happens.
Eric is like,
and I think any dude that say he never his line, never had his line. Yeah.
Jenna said, "Oh yes." So my question is that wrong?
No,
I don't think it. I don't think that it's wrong.
Just keep it to yourself.
Do with it, right? It's what you choose to do with it.
Don't call me Shamar. Who's Shamar? I'm like, what the hell, boy? Just keep it to yourself.
William said we are not disclosing that.
Right? No, let's not disclose it now. Just keep that to yourself.
Okay, so but y'all wouldn't.
It was way back when.
First of all, most men don't care what y'all think of doing sex anyway. Just so you know,
I have to visually think of someone else, fantasize about somebody else in the act with you. Like, y'all don't think that's cheating?
Nah.
Is it not cheating because you feel like everybody done it, so therefore everybody would
that it's okay?
Nah, I mean, I ain't gonna say it's not cheating. It may not be right, but like I said, that's one of those things you keep to yourself though. For a guy like me, if you thinking about some other swole dude with a 6-pack is getting you wetter for my pleasure, love, and that's bars.
Wait.
And that was the bars. If that's making you take it to the next level, then hey, let's go. What's his name? I'll wear a t-shirt with his name on it. James.
Okay, first up, we miss you, our other he.
Where you at, Ben?
Right.
You just jetted on us.
Left me hanging tonight. I'm sitting there sweating. I'm sweating.
So do you think that it's okay?
Ben is adding another flavor to it. It's not role playing.
It's not role playing.
One person knows that the role
being played. That you're actually called. I mean, role playing is you decide y'all, pretending like y'all are going to the bar and the pickup. It's not. I'm thinking about my ex boo or my ex side car, as you call it, as we called it, to get with you, like to get me over. Like, what happens if I'm actually lusting after somebody that's what's making me come? Like, is that okay?
Well, Eric said
let's work for me.
The appetite as long as you get home.
Let's work for me. I don't mind being lied to in the bedroom. I don't know about other guys. It don't matter to me.
Drink some water and you say ours every time. It's going to be all over my computer. For real.
Lie to me. I'm cool with it.
Really?
I know that Bernard is trying to pull a Russell Wilson. I was gonna say Deshaun Watson, but I wouldn't wish that.
Let's not put that out there.
He's trying to get more money. So
Deshaun tried to get more. All right.
If I ain't slapping flesh, it ain't cheating. Oh, I would just ask. I'm just trying to make sure I understand. So, like, my final question, and then we're gonna move on. Okay.
Okay.
There it is, Nuno. Bars, Nuno.
Happy
belated birthday.
Happy belated, Nuno.
But I love it. She said, whatever makes the sex better without hurting each other's
feelings. Exactly.
All right. I didn't learn something. Hold on. Let me get my notebook.
Put that in your notebook.
I'm taking notes.
I'm adding that to my mental Rolodex. Hold on.
Mental Rolodex. Thank you.
Chapter 10, page 3.
So,
I got
now
you.
I'm gonna take the heat off of Lucky. He took it for about 30 minutes. Finish my sentence.
Yeah, that's too long. Said a man never. Said a man never.
Right, so I just gotta hit you with the good girl. So we gonna finish Lust up by talking about the good girl. Okay, so like back in the day, it was the bomb to be the good girl, right? Good girls were win, right? Or at least us good girls thought that. That's what we were taught.
Mm-hmm. I'm still a good girl.
You didn't want to be Strawberry. Nobody wanted to be Strawberry. That was a bad thing.
Like that was just you didn't want a reputation.
Right.
Has good girl connotation evolved in 2021? And are good girls still winning? And I know we kind of talked about this about hot girls, but like, have good girls evolved? Right?
What do you mean? What do you mean by evolved as far as what?
Like what would we define as a good girl nowadays? Back in the day, good girls didn't do anything.
Girl, like
right. Good girls didn't do anything back in the day. Bless you.
Sorry, thank you. My bad. I couldn't jump off the screen fast enough.
Sprayed them down. No, the good girl back in the day didn't do anything. Like they were just the good girls. Good girls didn't sleep around. They didn't have, they didn't let you touch them. You didn't get past first base, basically, with the good girl.
Well, unless you was her man. Now I think the way it stayed the same is the one common denominator is loyal. Like that's gonna be loyal, so we can separate the bed thing, but it's the loyalty side now. I think that's the definition of it today. It's not necessarily what you do or don't do in the bedroom. You know.
Okay.
All right, so
that's interesting.
Bars.
Under the sweater, but over the blouse. I don't like you, Eric. Back in the day when folks used to go to the Evergreen Plaza movie theater.
I'm gonna tell you, I agree with the audience. Like, I don't really think that there is a such thing as good girl, except in people's minds. I think we're probably all just about doing various shades of the same thing. I think there are some of us who have not been exposed to certain things yet. But I think there's an inner freak in all of us. Let me just say that. And I think you get with the right person that you trust, freak come out. You give it somebody you don't trust, or you feel some kind of way,
you're approved.
Right, I'm approved. Ain't got nothing to do with good girl. It's just about the connection and the passion, right? So I just thought that was interesting because he was very much on the "you're my good girl," my all this, and I'm like, is she now though? So,
and it's interesting. It's interesting that people still use that phrase because we, in some shape, form, or fashion, I think people still hold people hostage to this idea of what is a good girl, and you have to do X, Y, and Z, and if you don't, then you are the bad girl, or you're the girl that no one desires, or you're the girl that'll never get married. So, and we see that from time to time on TV in real life.
Come on, we're still taught like I'm gonna give a secret away. So men, come a little closer to the screen. Like, even if we are freaks, we are taught to roll our freakiness out to you slowly because y'all can't handle it all at once.
Facts.
Yeah,
we know that.
We can't just hit you with it all at once because y'all will be all in y'all head.
Right.
So we gotta pretend like, I don't.
Right. We pretend like we are letting you bring it out. Actually.
Yeah, we gotta
you can't pull anal beads out the first time. Like you gotta ease your way into it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that. You gotta introduce it a little, you know what I'm saying? The same with me.
No, Eric, y'all don't.
No, we can. We actually can.
Y'all will.
We actually can. Especially if we really like it.
If I've had men dropping red tip penises in my phone, come on now.
Y'all are not shy.
Y'all are not shy.
I'm just saying. Not out the gate though. Not if you're really trying to get with you, if he really like you. Now, if he's just trying to smash and dash, then he gonna probably pull out every trick. He gonna do whatever it is. But if he really feeling you, he ain't coming out like that.
The woman that come to you and say, "I ain't never done this before,"
has done it
over the age of 25 is lying.
First of all, any man that asks that is an idiot.
I hear this often, and
now
a lot of my friends.
I don't do this with everyone.
Right. I don't do this with everyone, or I've never come that way. That's the favorite one. I've never come that way.
All good lies. All good lies. I don't know how you take it. Good lies are good lies.
No more girl secrets. We didn't let 12 of them out the bag.
Or the main one, it's yours. It's yours. It's all yours.
Stripper lies. Whatever, Eric. All right.
Whatever.
So if you have not seen Lust, we just completely ruined it for you. So, catch the next Lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, don't waste your time. Ain't no sex scenes. Go ahead.
They did a great hype. Like, I would love the great production right now. Whoever produced the hype behind Lust, can they please come work for this show? That's all I'm asking.
I thought there was about to be some 7.5 weeks type. I thought it was from the 9.5 weeks.
First of all,
9.5 weeks. I'm looking for some freak.
When they said TDJ, you should have known better.
Disappointment. Please,
you should have known better. You should have known better as soon as they said TDJ, so what happened?
I didn't know TDJ at first till when I saw his name pop up. I was like, damn.
Yeah, they didn't tell you it was about TDJ, so you got to watch it.
Exactly. You didn't know it was TDJ.
That settled in.
I'm with Z. I'm with Z's statement. At the moment I tell you, it is yours. It is. It is at the moment.
It is what it is.
And bars. The first bar of the night goes to Z. I never came out there before. With you is the silent part. It's still the truth.
It's still the truth. We'll leave off that piece.
Wow.
It's silent. All right. No more secrets, ladies. We got to put them back in the box.
Well, here's one last secret. Y'all think we really believe it when y'all say it anyway. So we really don't. Carry on.
Some of y'all do. Some of them do, girl. They be working overtime.
Jedi. We been playing Jedi mind games all day. That's all. Both of us in here pretending.
There you go.
Because ain't none of us virgins. If y'all think y'all gonna meet a virgin at this point that's never been touched and
who gonna want a virgin at this point?
I know a couple though. I actually know a couple.
Well, more than one?
Yeah. Virgins in their 40s. Yeah.
There are. We have been taught to keep it until we meet somebody that's worth giving it. Some of us pop out soon and get Imani, stop lying. You is not.
Unicorns do exist, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, after a while, it's like, what do you do? Like,
yeah, one day, I'm just going to say, if there's any virgin that is bold enough to come on the show and really talk about what it's like to be a virgin over the age of 25, I would love to have that conversation, because now I think there are some valid things that they can dispel, because I think that there are some myths about older versions and things that they can dispel. I'm telling you.
Lucky just basically said he's not going to be on the show that day.
I'll be on, but ain't nothing they can tell you I want to hear.
Okay, Lucky, let's just hear. What is it? Why wouldn't you want a virgin at this age?
What?
That's the ultimate good girl.
Nah, it's too old for that.
He said a virgin to what time? None. Like there's
none.
There are virgins by the full definition. What's wrong with a virgin? Why in this world has it now become a negative connotation to be a virgin outside of your teenage years?
I mean, God bless you. It's just I don't know. It's just no.
They're waiting on marriage. They're waiting on marriage.
I mean, most guys have been with a virgin before, right? In your younger years. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't the best. You know what I'm saying? And we barely knew we was doing it at the time. And
so
it's just
this way. Now that you know what you're doing, if you actually get a virgin now, you would approach it differently.
But let's also talk about the fact you cannot compare a 16-year-old virgin that you sneaking into your mama basement to do.
No, but
and a grown woman who has had life experiences, she just hasn't
been penetrated.
She probably done watched a couple of movies and stuff. She got some tricks waiting for the right man to put them on.
She's just gonna come out the gate swinging from the chandelier. Are you serious? No. She ain't gonna come out the gate like that, man.
Okay.
Unless she been playing with toys and stuff. Maybe she's a virgin to actual flesh. But unless she pleasing herself other ways, maybe. But I just can't see that she's never been penetrated.
Wow. Jenna said nobody want to be Jenna. Saying the tip ain't all the way.
Or that.
Well, what we've learned over the years is that, when we were 16, what we thought was big, when we got adults, it's really not. So there you go.
You know what, Tiffany, you was not finna keep. Man, I'm on here by myself today, man.
I'm just saying, like,
that's what you thought was big.
Below the belt, he has no hope. I'm just saying, I threw the flag for you, Lucky, because
it wasn't about you, Lucky. It was just in general.
No, I'm angry about it. I'm just saying.
Lisa, they definitely exist. They're not unicorns. And they're probably amongst you guys, and y'all don't know.
You don't even know it.
We ain't gonna wear no shirt. We like I'm one of them.
I'm still a virgin. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give me a shirt made, and I'm gonna wear it.
I'm born again.
That's the biggest. Boy, that we should have a show on. Born again and celibacy. That's we'll do a show on that one day.
Okay. Yeah. Let's do it.
We'll do a show on that one day.
That sounds like our season finale. So this is a great time for us.
Sound like a relationship finale too. He'll know that.
I just want to let y'all know this is our 25th episode. We've been going strong, but listen, y'all. Just like all good shows, we need to take a break, okay? Like for real, like we falling apart. We old Lucky down there drinking water and all kind of stuff because he need help, like for real. So just so you guys know, we got another 2 episodes after this show, and then we are going on break. So what we definitely need for our audience tonight, before we transition into our next topic, is that you like and subscribe and follow the page so you know when we're coming back, and there will be treats in the off season. So you still need to stay connected with us because we gonna miss you and y'all gonna miss us, and y'all don't want to miss the off season. You don't want to miss Lucky's new podcast, which will be going up when we go down on our off season. Press your luck. Which, if you think we get wild, I'm pretty sure that some of y'all are probably like, yeah, y'all ain't even ready for the time.
Y'all seen the parental discretion is advised.
Right. This is definitely the little box on the front of the CD.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, but I just want to tell y'all the other thing again. We got my Inspired Soul people. I see Z Nicole. I see Jamia. Hey, if y'all can put the information for Inspired Soul event that is Saturday, if you could put it in the chat, I would much appreciate that. Again, anybody who would love to see me when I come home, I'll be home for a short time. Can't see everybody. So if you want to see me, you got to come to where me gonna be. And me is gonna be at Inspired Soul. So shout out to all that. But let's go ahead and transition to our next topic. Okay. Now y'all know we love Married at First Sight. Y'all got y'all Chicago people representing.
He is not from Chicago.
Rockford.
He's from Rockford.
Bolingbrook, Naperville, one of them little suburbs.
From the suburb.
Mm-hmm.
Algonquin, Barrington.
So we got to talk about, we know
Lincolnshire.
everybody has not watched it, but Chris has had yet another episode of what I want to ask the audience and my panel. Is it that Chris is standing in his truth? She funny looking to him. He think her body is banging, but every time he look in her face, he got a picture of somebody else when he hitting it, right? That's what Lucky say happened. So I Lisa said we are not claiming
Thank you
Chris
At all.
Listen,
Period.
so my question to you is Chris standing in his truth that he has said from episode 1, he wanted his wife to be fine, trophy wife, sexy. or is Chris a narcissist?
Where you going with it first?
Lucky, I'm gonna ask you.
He's a damn narcissist. He gets on my damn nerves. He just make black men look bad, old goofy ass. I can't stand him. Like, man, come on, man. He's doing way too much. And you can, so here's the thing. It's like what narcissists do, right? They save face. They play the good guy in front of everybody, but they manipulating the whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
If you notice, what he does a lot is he tries to close the door and talk off camera to her, right? So where we don't know what he's saying. Then he gets in front of the camera and puts up this big front like, oh no, see, I'm not attracted to her and this, that, and the other. But meanwhile, he didn't slept with this girl, 9 out of the first 11 days. Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty sure he didn't try it again. And even when they were supposed to go on a date, she had her come to his crib. He ain't take her out. So he's very manipulative, man. And he's just full of it. If you can't see he's full of it, you need to go to America's Best. They got a special on eye test right now.
The audience is weighing in.
Right.
They feel that Chris is absolutely a narcissist. Go ahead. What's your take on Chris?
I think he is a narcissist. He's a narcissist. He is textbook. He is the classic narcissist. He's very pompous about who he is. He has a very unrealistic view of how he sees others and how they should view him, and that he does not, as many narcissists do not see themselves as the problem. And every situation that he has been in since this thing has started, it's been him creating it from day one. Day one, he said, "Yeah, I want to be married to somebody that's beautiful," but apparently you thought something about it because you smashed her on that morning, and I think again.
The next 9 out of 11 days, they said. 11 days. Wrong. No potential.
Every situation that he did, the one thing that really bothered me, and she said this at one point in time, was that he never wanted to have a conversation about how his actions impacted her. It always turned back into how she made him feel when she responded to what he was doing. Like, that is classic narcissist behavior.
Play victim all the time.
He is a clown. He's a clown. He really is a clown.
Listen, I tried so hard to figure out how I was going to come at an angle to defend Chris, just to bring a different view. But I couldn't. So what we're going to do is, we all agree, he is a classic narcissist. But what I think is interesting, right, as we're watching the show, we see all the red flags. She is trying to sleep away the red flags. She's trying to love away the red flags. She's trying to pray away the red flags. This dude is toxic, right?
Yes.
So my question is, because as much as we would like to say from a distance, girl, what is wrong with you? Most of them are like that. Like, they suck you in with love bombing, and then they get you with the gaslighting, right? So my thing is, has anybody want to admit to dated a narcissist, and how do you get
hell yeah.
Because now I'm like, run, girl.
Hell
run.
Yes.
Like, what is wrong with you? Why are we still watching you and Chris? Like, why is there even still a storyline for y'all? Because ain't no way you gonna sleep with me, tell me I'm ugly, bring me your fake ex-fiance that was never pregnant. Me and Lucky called it. That was his escape route. So I done manipulated you. You gonna go buy her a car with our money, because at the end of the day, show or not, we're legally married.
Right.
And it's like she just keeps signing up for the torture. So I'm just asking, like, what is it? We know that narcissists are absolutely charming, right? They do the love bombing at first, right?
Everybody think they the sweetest thing on earth.
Amazing.
And they will play
the victim.
God. Oh my God. They play the
victim. The worst.
But the other, so my question is, one, how do you spot one? Because you don't know you're dealing, you really, here's my take.
You don't.
It's hard. That's
hard.
not easy.
There are toxic people who show narcissistic tendencies, and then there are narcissists that actually have a personality disorder and the inability. So how do you sort between the two? And then, like, how in the world do you get away? Because I need to write this down so I can send it to Paige. Because I just want Paige to run, like, run, girl, run. This don't get no better for you. Run.
You know what, Nick? At the end of the day, you got to experience it, and we got to remember. You know, at our age, we've been through some things. She's still young, so this is probably This is probably her first episode. You know, dealing with a dude. He a cold ass narcissist too. He like young top of the line narcissist.
And he even good.
Right. He a dirtbag with it.
Who told him he was cute? Because I really wanted to be like, y'all shouldn't be sleeping together raw because
but
y'all
you know what? She talks
baby.
Because he talks his way into that. Yes. You notice how many times he says he's successful. I'm successful. I'm successful. I'm successful. As we all know, if you got to say it, then you really ain't it. Because you're supposed to recognize
you ain't it.
Right. Successful people don't run around saying successful people don't say I'm successful. Good people don't say I'm a good person. That's something that's just recognized. But
Tanya, I'm gonna send Paige this show. I'm sick of her. I want us to be big sisters and brothers to her and say, look here. First up, he's not that cute. And I don't care if he had you swinging from the chandeliers on the first 9 days. It's not worth it now.
She got her own set of issues.
But also she's somebody though. But why can't she be someone who's really taking this married thing serious? Like she was trying to initially to honor her vows. She was like, I'm married. I'm trying to honor my vows. So she kind of had an old school approach to marriage. She didn't have this new school. She didn't have this new school approach. She had that old 1960. You know what I'm saying?
Hard. Yeah, but relationships are hard when only one. Like I think Chris Rock said, 2 people can move a couch. One person ain't gonna move it. Like she's in it by herself, and she's been in it day one since by herself. And at the end of the day, with them tight flooding pants,
I'm so sick of him and his wardrobe too. I don't like him at all.
And I'm gonna tell you when I feel his narcissism really came out, when he could not charm his pastor and his friends, and that was what I wanted to say, because it takes a village to feed a narcissist. They are such vampires that it's never just one person that they take from, right? It's multiple people that they seek, because like you said, they're truly they have low self-esteem. Correct. So they're always fishing for compliments. There's a fake air of confidence that's not really there. And so my thing is, like, you tried to play, well, he played the expert, so we know he's classic. Like he's probably got a personality. He was able to bamboozle everybody, got on the show and said, oh, she ugly, let me manipulate my way out. Correct. And what he thought was to say that my ex is pregnant would buy him sympathy, and he would be looked at as the victim, right? Classic narcissism.
Exactly.
Sympathize with him because I want to be at home with my child, and I want to take care of this woman.
I want to be I'm the good father, the good black father. He tried to play that role.
And it didn't work because all the people that really knew him looked at him like he was crazy. His daddy looked at him like he was crazy. And then did you peep how he told Paige when she did talk to the pastor? He was like, "Oh, I'm never talking to him again." Like, I won't talk to him ever.
Remember, he got mad at her. He got mad at her for talking to his parents about them having sex. So that's another thing with narcissists. Right. Narcissists hate to be exposed. Like when they get exposed, they lose it. Like, and that really turns them, like, it pisses them off because now they're losing their leverage. Like now they're losing that. When they start losing their leverage, you can tell they get totally off balance.
To someone and expose the hurt that they've done to you. Correct. Now they've also lost a fan, and they live for the applause.
They live for the applause.
For people to put them up and everything. So when you alter people being in their side, letting them play victim,
it goes left.
Oh, they coming for you. Yeah. They are coming for
and you. Here's the biggest issue with dealing with narcissists, right? This is where, especially your first time dealing with one, they trick you into that. This is a good person. This is such a good person, and then we think out of nowhere they flipped, and it's like, what happened? And we try to hold on to that good person that we thought, that we knew at the beginning that we fell for. No, they're not like that. They're really a good person.
Start with the love bombing.
Exactly.
Right. They love bomb you. They do all the extra things. And
but then it takes later on down the line, you realize, no, you was just being you on the back end.
Mm-hmm.
It really wasn't, you didn't change. The real you just came out.
Right. And they have a way to make you look
you in.
Oh, not only do they suck you in, but they also make you think that you're crazy.
You
didn't see what you saw, or that you misunderstood something.
Oh, yeah.
So that is classic.
Or you. What's wrong with you? Why? I didn't change. You changed.
That's the one that'll sit there and poke in your forehead. You punk ass. And then when you shake her, I turn her. You put your hands on me. That's them. Yeah, all day. All day. Lord have mercy. But they try to demean you. They as for the women narcissists, they try to take your manhood. Mm-hmm. They down you. They try to do whatever they can. And then, like you say, they go, and people who know the truth, if you ever pay attention, people who really know the truth, they separate from. Mm-hmm. Friends, family, they separate from them. So they can't be exposed. Yeah, I had a flashback. I was ready to choke. Boy, I want to choke, boy.
I felt that right here. Woo! I was with you, though.
Keep poking them. Don't poke the bear. They only slap the hell out of you. Then the bear got to get put down. Leave the bear alone.
Said they do the Yvette and Jody. You said you would never hit me, Jody.
Right. You said you never hit me, Jody.
Now, Vanessa, and this is where I think the issue is with Paige. And so I know when we talked about Marriage at First Sight, I was kind of like, y'all, like everybody trying to hype her up and tell her she's beautiful and all of this. And okay, she got a beautiful spirit. I think Paige is beautiful. She's
not ugly. She's not
ugly. I'm not gonna say that Paige is ugly.
She's just young.
We need to get into the colorism thing on that too. But go ahead, Nick.
Go ahead.
But I feel like her esteem was already low coming into this.
Absolutely.
You tie her to a narcissist. So he didn't even have to do the love bombing because she did it in her head. She trusted the expert. So she walked into this like open. He slept with her. Ain't no telling what he said that first night, that morning. And then you immediately see it. And what makes me cringe, let's just go ahead and talk about the colorism, is that she's beautiful, but everybody is focusing only on her body. Now look, Paige got a banging body. I need her workout because I seen her in a dress on like the last episode, and I was like, girl, like you don't even know like what you working with. But her friends have said it. She wants someone who doesn't see all of this and only wants that, right? So she tired of being the one that y'all walk the dog. What you said about the gym shoes earlier, Lucky? She feels like she been them old broke down Jordans that they ain't even got shoestrings in them no more. You throw them on to run outside, take the garbage out, walk the dog, and then you just throw them back in the closet. She's been
don't cherish them joints at all.
Right. She's been that, and she hoped that this would present all. And I'm gonna tell you what else I see. She is a classic example of not feeling worthy because she puts her accomplishments in front of everything. Everything is, I'm working on this. I've got my own home. Like those are the things that she's pushed forward to make her an acceptable mate. And I do want to talk about that because I felt some kind of way when the chick came in. The ex-fiance. Because if you look at her long and stronger from different angles, she ain't that cute either, to be honest. She just put together well. And that makes a difference, right? She got the right makeup. Her weave is way better than Paige. I'm just gonna be honest. And Paige got that one eye that kind of go when she get angry, it kind of drift. So listen, but so do I. So I'm just gonna say
I you know what, Nick? I still had an issue with it because I knew before they even showed her she was gonna be some fair skinned chick. I mean, she ain't light bright, but I knew it was gonna be some fair skinned chick. And then we're still dealing with this. And I know we're not gonna be able to get into the series them, but it touches on that too. and it's still, and it's sad that even today,
she's confident.
Right, but it's sad, but she still doesn't feel pretty, and stuff like this makes it even worse.
Right, because society, that's not what society.
Right, society is still calling the darker skinned woman not attractive or not considered the trophy. And I think and this show really is exposing it, because nothing about Paige is ugly.
Right.
I'm sorry.
I think
maybe her weed don't be tight all the time, but she is not an ugly girl.
She's not an ugly girl, but I think also she is textbook of when you do everything that you're supposed to do. She got the education. She's doing well. She's pretty. She has a nice body. She's in shape. But yet there's that one area of her life that she cannot get right. So she came here thinking she's gonna get it right.
She's a good girl with a freak side. Because if y'all remember from the beginning, she is like, I got this lingerie and I got this lingerie. Depending on how the first night go is how she was ready to be all that we needed her.
She still has to figure it out, because she, like most people, haven't got over the Santa Claus myth. Of
she's young.
She's still young. She still believes in the whole, if you say your prayers and take your vitamins and be good, everything good's going to happen to you. You're going to get everything you want in life. It's going to be perfect. It's going to be a beautiful thing.
Not the nice list, not the naughty
list. Which we are right. You got to be good, respect your parents, and you're going to get all the toys.
Go to church and praise the Lord and pay your tithes.
And she's still, and I think that's something she's going to battle for a long time.
She is.
Especially after going through what she went through on this show. It's gonna be a long lasting effect on her. Hopefully she get a little counseling.
Right. So I want to point out something that came to mind when I was watching this, and I don't know why this came to mind. Coming to America came to mind, and even when you talk about the colorism, I think about the fact that what's the move, bark like a dog?
Yeah.
Oh, Vanessa Bell.
She was dark skinned, but I think about. That's who Paige reminds me of, not because of necessarily the colorism, but the servant. Like she wants to please him so much that in this marriage, in these few weeks, you've seen Paige completely lose herself. Everything that she came into has now, the narcissistic part of him has completely, all of her things that she enjoyed doing, the bubbly, smiley Paige that you saw before she met him is no longer there. Who you saw afterwards.
Because he's throwing her down.
Oh, Miss T came with it on this one.
She's missing that it factor.
She doesn't give a person butterflies. Could be a pH balance problem.
Big yarn.
Come on.
Big
do you think narcissists, and we know Chris didn't pick her, right? But to some extent, this show is prime real estate for narcissists. Because I make a lot of jokes. I'm not getting married to no stranger. I'm not legally getting married to a stranger. Like, I'm not leaving it up, especially not these experts who have failed. I think we on like season 12, and they ain't been hitting on all cylinders since like season 4. It went down somewhere around season 4 or 5 with the people they were selecting. So, and this season is horrible because I went in thinking, oh, there's maybe 2 that might make it. After this last episode, I am confident that none of these folks are probably well matched.
Oh, wow.
And I don't think none of them gonna make it.
The Dominican dude.
I like them.
Who?
The Dominican guy.
From Dominican,
I want them to work, but I'm trying to tell you, no.
Really? I haven't watched the last episode. Okay.
I think. I could be wrong.
There's some significant challenges with them, so I'm just gonna say, I think this is prime real estate for narcissists to just take over. So my question to y'all is, going back to, we gonna send Paige a love letter. How she get out? And it ain't gotta just be Paige, but anybody like dealing with a narcissist. Like, how do you get out? How do you escape? Because they are manipulative.
Oh yeah, Tiff.
I mean, at her age, and for many of us, I mean, several of us have already admitted we've dated narcissists as a youth and even as like this age, a couple of years ago. And I think you learn as you get older what that looks like and what you need to do in order to escape. So, and there is no for surefire way, right? Because sometimes you go in and realize, and it just may be a toxic person with narcissistic behavior, and then realize, oh shit, I got a for real narcissist, right? So, literally for me, it's been, and I think I'm freezing. Am I freezing?
No, you good.
You good.
Okay. For some unknown reason, my Wi-Fi been acting funky. But I think it's about, for me, at the point when what I learned is that at the point when I realized that this person has made me come off my square, meaning you got me thinking about doing some shit I ain't never done or haven't done since I was in college. Like, if I'm about to go roll up on you somewhere, I probably need to leave you, because at that point, I know now that we are narcissists, and you're moving me into another. And now I'm frozen.
And now you're back. You froze for a hot second.
Clearly, like
wait a minute,
that narcissist. Wait a minute, that narcissist. He's probably watching. Anyway, I think he blocked me on social media. But anyway,
he'll unblock you when you're ready to come back and try again.
Oh, that one, the last one. Oh, that ninja, no, that old pedophile thought he was trying to be slick out here telling everybody what he was doing. Oh yes, Negro. Like, don't know. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. And anybody that know me, that hang around me, know exactly what I'm talking about. That's my nickname for him. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
My glasses down on that one. Automatic pedophile. Damn.
No, he was a pedophile and lied about it. Like, I can't even bring you. Anybody that knows me knows what I do for a living. So you know I'm all about the kids. So now you've lied to me about what you do and don't do.
Did she freeze, but you can still hear her?
Or right. No, she froze. You can still hear.
Okay, so I'm gonna let her get her Wi-Fi together. But I want to touch on some of the audience comments.
Oh, okay. Too. I was gonna piggyback off her. Go ahead.
Yeah. So Tandy says you leave them very carefully. Vanessa said ignore them, or they ignoring them though is like a whole nother level of narcissism that comes out when you ignore them.
Well, here's the issue with that. But some of the answers is you really don't realize you've had a narcissist until your feelings are gone and you're over them. Now you see and realize you were dealing with a narcissist. While you have feelings for them, the narcissism just running right past you.
You don't see it.
You don't see it. So until you actually lose, till you're actually over them. Like, I'm over this person. Then you'd be like, you know what? That son of a bitch was a narcissist. That, like, man. And that's when you catch it.
You don't necessarily see the traits. I mean, they're skilled at
what they do.
Oh, they call with it.
Yeah, that's what they do. Mm-hmm. So I love that. I think Tandy hit on it, right? You got to go cold turkey. And this would be what I would say. And I think this is where Paige keeps messing up. When the experts offered her to walk away, she should have walked away. Cut her ties. It's like quicksand with a narcissist. The more you struggle with them and try and deal with it, the deeper you get in, the harder it is for you to get out. So
and that just fueled him even more when she did that.
Yeah, he loved it. The struggle is like what he loved. Tandy said, "Get lucky in pulpit because he's preaching."
Thank you, Tandy. As I flip my glasses down. No, but you know what? I think some of that is the producers too, probably telling, because I look at it from a point of, if that was my sister and I was watching that, man, like, it would take everything in me.
Take a ride.
Not to ride out on dude. Like that, because now you're embarrassing her. You know what I'm saying? You putting her down. Like, it would take everything in my soul not to handle my business. And somebody in her family thinking the same thing.
So I want to ask y'all this question, because that was the next thing I wanted to get into. How do you rescue someone being manipulated by narcissists? We all see it, right? We all see it. We all see it. So we all see the issues. How do you have that conversation? And it ain't just I'm gonna be honest, it ain't just on this show. What do you do when someone you love is in a toxic situation? How do you support them?
You have to be their cheerleader. You literally have to be the person that's encouraging them, because again, it's similar to that with domestic violence relationships. Until a person is ready to go, they're not going to go. So you have to be that friend and be willing to go through the cycles with them until they're ready. And so my thing is, I always tell people, you'll know when you're ready to go. You'll know. And I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna let you say what you need to say, but when you're ready to go, you'll go. You'll go.
Yeah, I used to be the overprotective, family member who, let's ride out on dude type thing. But as I got older, you just realize like you got to let people go through their thing, and nothing that you say is gonna change them. And you can sit there and have a 3-hour conversation, and then all it takes is dude to blow in her ear and have like 10 minutes and her drawers back off, and everything you said went right out the window. So, to me, I think you hit around the head to just say, look, if you ever need to talk, I'm here for you.
Right.
I'm not giving no advice though. If they're going to need to talk, as long as they don't get physical and you ain't putting your hands on my people, then hey, she keep letting you dog her out and cheat on her and talk down to her, then she got to, when she's ready to go, she'll go.
Now, I'm going to tell you what I think is key, and it's something I have actually had disagreements with people on in terms of dealing with friends, is my goal is to let you know I'm not going to go anywhere, because one of the tactics I believe that they use is isolation. And there is this point where you start to realize you're being manipulated, but they have torn your self-esteem down so bad that although you now see it, you don't necessarily have the ability in that moment to walk away. So now you feel stupid. And I'm not going to call you and tell you I'm being stupid, or he convinced you that people are tired of hearing about your problems over and over again. Listen, the one thing I learned is, and if I could tell anybody, you just be there and no judgment. Like, and my thing was, we ready to ride out or we not ready to ride out? Whatever you ready to do, whatever you ready to do, but he'll never get you to the point that I won't be your friend.
Correct.
That way that they always got a safe, I think it's important for them to understand. And I speak this from experience, that when I was going through my situation, at some point, there were people I loved that told me to my face I was stupid. Okay, I know that. Thank you for your support. I know I'm being stupid. Thanks. I'm also stuck right now, and I don't know how to get out. And so what ended up happening is I probably spent 2 more years in my relationship because I didn't have anyone to talk to, encourage me through. And going back to our first topic, then good girl gone bad. Somebody whispered in my ear too long, rubbed my hand, static, and I realized I was the bomb. Like literally, it took for a stranger to enter, to come in and be like, I think you sexy. And I was like, I think you sexy too. And it was like, oh. So when he say nobody will want me, that's a lie. Oh my God. And then I was like, Flojo. I was like, deuce. But I would just say be there, because sometimes they know they stupid. We all see it.
And nobody got to keep reminding somebody.
Right.
Yeah, you ain't got to remind them, but just be there. Like, okay.
And it could be embarrassing for them too. So, you have to be that friend that's willing to go through the cycle. And even at this age, again, we have friends. I mean, I had a couple of friends that have gone through it recently, and it's like you have to be willing to be that friend. And unfortunately, us getting frustrated with the process is what will drive them closer to the narcissist. So, for those of you all to have those
friends, did it for me. Y'all remember when I was tripping, when I was mad week after week on that dude. See, I was right there. Y'all listen to it. Y'all didn't tell me enough stuff.
The other side of it, I think the insensitive friends are intentionally being insensitive. Sometimes you're so pissed off for your friend or your loved one
Yeah.
That you will come out, you'll come out a little strong.
Mm-hmm.
But and that could be just as frustrating. Like, why are you still with this no good mother? So it's not I think that you got to go off the intent.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it is harder to talk to those people, but at the same time, it could come from a place of love.
Right.
The one who loves you is the one to be like, girl, he got money, hang in there. Meanwhile, he whooping on your ass and cheating on you all the time. That's the one that don't love you,
Mm-hmm.
But the ones who really, really care for you, and everybody don't know how to be sensitive and that, you know what I'm saying? Because I've had them both ways. I'm like, man, leave that alone, forget her. Then you had the ones like, well, want to sit and talk. And I ain't gonna lie, most of them, especially the guys, be like, man, F her.
And you man, like, wait.
More fish in the sea.
But I
man,
love
get out of here.
Right. I love her.
F her. That's more fish in the sea, man. Yeah, let her. Give her back to the streets. Like guys are just the most insensitive. Give her back to the streets.
Dr. and Dr. Ruth is the one who said in the chat. Thank you for this feel good moment. So now we go into Black Power.
Start playing Too Short.
Right.
Type of wow. Biggie, get
yeah.
All type of things.
No, you just don't play music. Don't play music because something's gonna trigger them. You let them get in and you playing the crime like true crime and stuff podcast. So yeah, just
give them a little idea of what they can do. Just a little bit.
Anyway, y'all, so we're gonna move on. Speaking of true crime, listen, we cannot have an episode where we don't touch on the trending topic. So there are riots going on right now. So serious moment. Really want to hear from our guests in our podcast. I'm sure we'll find jokes in here because we inappropriately find goofy stuff to say. However, we've all seen the video. If not, I would suggest not. I'm to the point I'm tired of watching people lose their lives on video. So I'm trying really hard not to watch all of these videos that are coming out. However, we have an active situation. Milwaukee is under curfew right now. Not that anyone's paying attention to it or listening to it. We have a young man who was resisting. I mean, he started off peaceful and then something happened that he got spooked. He tried to get in. Officer attempted to pull her taser and instead pulled her gun, shot him. He's dead. How are you guys feeling right now? Not necessarily getting into the details of this case because it's a lot going on, but I would just say we're smack dab into the Floyd case. The defense is up now doing all of this tomfoolery. You got this situation that just happened as well. How are y'all feeling? Like, check in. What snap the fingers. What's going on? Camo, I'm gonna go to you first.
I'm just tired. I'm so tired of Black being a circumstance. Like, I have to really practice like things that I take for granted of everyday parts of my life, that I now have to be cautious about everything that I do, from how I respond, how I'm driving, what type of music I'm playing, is it loud? If I'm jogging, which I haven't done quite some time, but if I'm out taking a leisurely walk, like how I can be perceived as threatening. If I'm driving at a certain time of night, how I can be perceived as threatening. Like, I'm just tired. And my heart goes out to anybody that has a son. Like, I mean, our girls are definitely suffering, but how do you raise your son in a society where they have to worry about just being Black and walking and just existing in a world that does not acknowledge them as people? We are always a problem. It is always something about our Blackness that is so threatening to others that the simple things that we think about are just, it's crazy. And I saw something posted the other day, or maybe I think it actually was today. And she said, for my white friends that say that we never saw color when we were growing up, you might want to check with your Black friends when you were growing up about the times when they were quiet about how they were treated, about when they were on the playground and they had to stay inside because their hair got wet, or how they just never acknowledged or spoke up about the fact that they were treated differently because they were Black when we went somewhere. So it's that type of systemic and continuous pounding in our minds that it's just never enough. And I'm just so tired, and I'm so tired, and I'm so hurt. Like, as soon as I saw it, I was like, not again. Like, I have nothing else to say. I have nothing.
How are you feeling as a Black man and as a father of a Black man?
Definitely fed up, frustrated, it's just like everyone else. But it's, I always try to dig deep and try to get some type of understanding and see where this is coming from. So I came up with my pit bull theory, right?
Oh,
like black men, we're the pit bulls of the dog worlds, right? If you see a loose Labrador running around your neighborhood or a loose Chihuahua or something, you aren't gonna, it's no fear. But let a pit bull be out. And because pit bulls have a reputation of being vicious and aggressive, and you instantly, and when people who really into dogs know that all pit bulls are taught that they aren't born that way.
A best friend with 2 pits, and
they aren't born that way. But it seems as we're viewed as the pit bulls, and they feel like they have to counter that by being aggressive and sometimes being a little over aggressive. Now, the situation in Minnesota right now, like you said, dude was resisting. I don't take that to heart like the George Floyd thing that was just completely sad.
That was the point I was going to come to. I listen, I'm tired. I definitely am tired. I will be the first to say that I believe we live in a systematically racist society. I love your pit bull analogy that they've been taught to fear us, and therefore interaction. But I will say there have been a couple of other videos that I have seen, so I'm going to share. There was the lieutenant who's coming out, right?
Oh, yeah,
right. And then there was also another video that was shared about a young lady that was in a black car, very similar to the lieutenant, with tinted windows. She pulls over. Officer is like extremely patient. I mean, like letting her go in her purse. She got weed. She told him, like, I got another bag of weed. And when you're watching it, it's nothing aggressive. She seems antsy, but I mean, you just got pulled over with weed. Dude, that is her boyfriend's car. He got warrants. But as soon as the cop went to go put her in the handcuffs, now she is free to roam. She been in the car. She been in her bag. He didn't let her light a cigarette. She didn't call her mama. He said, you want to call your mama? He didn't told her the intersection that they at so her mama can come. The minute he put her in handcuffs, she wows out. He chasing her around the car. She gets back in the car. He tases her. He's asking her to get out. He tases her. She doesn't respond. She's still approaching. So he tased her to skin. And when she came out of that shot, she reached down, grabbed the gun, shot the officer 2 times. He still did not shoot until she fired. He saw the weapon, told her to drop it. He drops his taser, shoots her. She ends up dying from her injuries. But my point is, and again, black woman, white cop, right? In that situation, resisting. We also have been taught, and I'm tired of this, comply, you won't die. That's a lie. That should be a t-shirt. Comply, you won't die. That's a lie. But I'm also frustrated in watching that. Would he have got home if he had just let them arrest you? Let us fight it afterwards. And so I'm at a point of, yes, we are the pit bulls, but at what point I guess I'm looking for a solution. Because I'm looking at cops who are treating us like humans, and we're shooting them. So that white cop ain't gonna never pull over another black person and look at them and say, okay? Like, let's just be honest. He tried, he was nice. She shot him, like legit point blank shot him. So my point is, like, there are bad cops and there are good cops. There are bad people that cops run into. How do we fix this is my question, because we can say that we're tired. Right now, we've got the ear nation, and I feel like this is the 60s all over again, where at some point, Biden is pulling troops out of Afghanistan because at some point, you got to deal with the civil unrest here. You are on a national stage. Everybody is looking at this. How do we fix it? How do we fix it? Do any of you have solutions?
No, I don't really think it's one solution, because it's hard to change people's mindset. You know, once somebody has something in their head, it's really hard to get them out of their head, get them out of their own way. And the one thing I disagree with, you comply, you won't die. So now I don't agree with that. I think you have a better, it's not 100 proof, but you have a better chance of surviving if you comply. And if you somebody has to calm the situation down. You know, I've been in situations where I literally had to tell cops, hey, relax, my hands up.
Hey, you look threatening. You look
exactly. I'm a big guy, right? I'm a big black bald dude, like. And when I got my beard, everybody called me Suge Knight. So yes, I look very threatening. Jesus. And I actually had a cop when I staying over east. But from Chicago, it's not east side, west side. It's over east, out west, out south, up north,
and out west.
That's how we talk in Chicago. So, but dude was real, and the cop was younger than me. I mean, I think I was in my 40s. Yeah, I was in my 40s. Young, but he was real aggressive. Now I'm in a bad area, so I kind of got why he had to come. I said, "Look, man, it's just a headlight. Relax." I had to tell him, "Relax. I'm not one of these kids."
Did you say it like that? Relax.
I just told. I didn't come back at him like, "Who you talking to?" I was like, "Hey, man, relax. You doing a lot, man, for a headlight." You know what I'm saying? I'm 40 years. I'm in my 40s. I'm not one of these kids. But the whole time I was having a threatening position. I didn't jump out the car. I wasn't yelling. Right. I didn't engage, but I let him know. And then you kind of calmed the situation, because he had a female partner. She came out of the side and she was like, we apologize. And this, that, and other. I've been in other situations like that too, when I was younger, where I had the detective put a gun in my head, literally, because I couldn't hear him. He was yelling. He got and detectives used to get out. Anybody been pulled over by the Dick Boys back in the day, they get out with their hands on the pistol.
Yep.
Like they ready. They ain't trying to do nothing. They hand on the pistol.
Questions, right.
You make one wrong move, you about to catch a hot one. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But and I think it's a way to, and I'm not saying it works all the time, but you have to try to relax the situation, let them know, look, I'm not even on that. Like let's not get into this altercation, type situation. Let's calm this situation down. Now, I'm just trying to, I literally, I told my son some years back, I was like, just make it home. Your mindset is just make it home.
Right.
Even if you go to jail, let me handle it.
Right.
Like you don't engage with no cops. Don't get on that. It's because I'm black. Don't get on your Black Panther, go crazy thing. No, just but nobody tell you to be a punk either.
Right.
But you got to go into survival mode. And that's sad that we do as black men have to go into survival mode when the cops pull us over. Or when them lights come on, we see them lights come on behind you and you see your light flashing in front of your eyes.
I think it's to the point now that when lights come on, usually somebody calls somebody. Like even in that case in Minnesota, he called his mama, and I've gotten phone calls like, hey, please pull me over. And it's not to have a conversation, but it's just
you need to
hear.
I need somebody to hear. And I think it's sad because literally I've been talking to multiple men that I care about, and Lucky just said he's had a gun in his head. I talked to my best friend. He's had
guns to their head. Yeah,
he's had a gun to his hand. I talked to another guy. He's had, and it is almost part of the black male experience. You're going to have an interaction with a police officer that leaves your listen. And I say this saying that I have cops in my family. My brother is an ex-cop. He was bad at it, but whatever. My uncle was a cop.
Why he an ex-cop?
That's why he's an ex-cop.
Right.
But and so I also want to be mindful. I understand it's not just the fear of black males, right? I know black cops that deal with the fear of not coming home because of the things that they face. So I'm not making light of that. But you also have
comment when you get a chance too.
You also have a whole civilian race that has PTSD because most of us have experienced an aggressive or racist cop. I had a felony stop with a kid in a car seat, like literally dropped the keys, hands out the window, very similar to the lieutenant, except I was taught as a black woman, like my father said, you let me deal with it. We are sophisticated enough that I know people who know people, we will deal with it in court. But I think about our young kids who don't have dads, who don't have people that will tell them that you know that we can that's on some mess. Let's also not pretend like every cop pull over. Some of them are on mess. They do stuff and they get nervous and they make bad decisions. I think my issue with comply is that you are asking the untrained civilian to have more sense than the trained professional in the situation. And that has to change.
But I'm going to push back against that because part of that, I think, is there was a time, and not to say that we've always have ever been safe, but we knew better. Like we knew better that if you get pulled over, you just don't do nothing stupid, right? However, we have the generation coming behind us that have no fear, have no respect for authority. So I'm thinking about all the teenage boys and girls that I know of and I have worked with who have no problem talking smack to a police officer
or anybody.
So if they can't respect their own parent, and then they can't respect the school administrators, and then don't respect the police officers, all hell will break loose. So there's an education piece that does need to take place on both ends. And so I will shout him out. Dwayne Bryant, years ago, he was stopped on traveling through Indiana on his way to do a motivational speech. Got stopped by an Indiana cop, and it turned into a whole national movement about how he, in his mind, as a black man traveling in a sweatshirt, like what's going to happen in a nice Benz, what's going to happen to him by this white police officer, and the white police officer thinking about here come another drug dealer, and how that actual interaction happened and what they learned from it. So, he went through this whole thing. He has a book called The Stop. But there's a whole piece of education that has to happen for the police officers, but also for us. No longer can we expect that police officers are just going to do what they are supposed to do. Now, we have tons of police officers that watch this show, and I know they're fantastic at what they do, but that's not all police officers. And we can't our expectation is that they always have to do what's right. We know that they don't all do what's right. Some of them do, but then as a civilian, are we always doing what's right? And what's that educational piece that we can actually address on our end? Not saying that that's all situations, but the situations that we can control our behavior and how we respond. That's the part that we need to hold ourselves accountable for, so that at least we can have a chance to say that we've done the right thing. So again, I mean, it's a bigger issue than that. And I say for us, and this is tomatoes to tomatoes. In some cases, Black lives don't even matter to us. So we have to get to a point where we are holding ourselves accountable and making sure we're educating our youth behind us to what they should be doing, when they should be doing, and at least get them to the point where they have some respect for life. Because some of them have no respect for life.
And that also goes because that kind of got buried. The story where the guy got shot in the back, reaching for the kid, reaching for his kid, whatever was happening. I don't even remember where it was at. That story got buried, but I mean that's a prime example of if you would just comply. Because here was an officer telling you stop, and the last thing, and it was excessive, the multiple shots at the back, but. These cops also, we have to keep in mind that their life is on the line every day. Every day. Just around where I grew up at in 93, 394. When Michael Jordan retired, the detective got killed. Right on 98th, 99th and Parnell. Well, he just pulled him over because the tags were bad. You get out. The guy, I actually know the guy, he got out and just lit him up. Right. So their lives on the line too. So there's a fear factor for them as well. But and back to the other case, what I was saying is if it's just as simple as like he said, don't move. I don't care if your kid crying or not. The main thing, you ain't reaching for nothing when the cops on you, especially when they got their guns out. You don't reach for nothing. Point blank, period. I don't care what it is. Like it's just certain things that there have been a few situations I've seen where it could have been avoided. Not saying the cop was right or the victim was wrong, but that could have been avoided. Like that didn't have to happen. But somebody, even though, we know the cops are supposed to do this, but it's a part we got to play too. Where we say, hey, let me get this, let me get home. Let me make sure I make it home by any means necessary.
So let's talk about the lieutenant, because that's like big news. Lieutenant in the Army in uniform, right? Ain't complied not a bit.
At all.
And one officer, discipline, we know one officer has been fired. We don't know if it's related to this or not, right? And he's suing. Now, I'm mixed feelings. I tell you 24 hours ago, I was all on the lieutenant side. Yep. But then I live in an Army town, right? So, of course, I got Army people that are hitting me with a different perspective. Second lieutenant is the equivalent of a private. So, that helped me understand he ain't high ranking nothing. He just happened to enter the Army with education behind him. So he's an officer on the officer side. I heard an Army joke. T. Rich can keep me honest. They said the only difference between the second lieutenant and the E4 is the E4 has been promoted. So that goes to show you this is a low ranking. This is a young kid, right? But what was pointed out to me from an Army perspective is there is a code, I guess, where if it doesn't cost you life, limb, or something else, life, limb, something, you follow the order, you follow the chain, and then you escalate it later, right? And you see he didn't do that
at all.
Meanwhile, the cops angry, right? He goes, if you listen to the whole thing, he traveled for 100 seconds. He didn't slow down, no hazard lights, didn't call 911 saying I'm being, pulled over, I'm going to a safe spot. None of the things that we are all taught, he didn't do. They tell him get out the car. He didn't do that. But he took the time to get his camera together because he knew what he was finna do. Now, I'm not saying right or wrong. And again, 24 hours, I was on lieutenant side. But my question is, they actually de-escalated the situation. They put their guns up when they realized he was in uniform. They saw the paper plate, what they pulled him over, and they de-escalated the situation. And yet they are still being disciplined. So my question is, in our fight for equality, are we picking the wrong fights? Are we picking the wrong fights?
Absolutely.
Because all of us live in places where I'm confident that if I call 911, somebody's gonna come. If someone's breaking in my house, I want to believe that police keeps me safe to some extent, even if it's not in a direct interaction, right? Like they catching some bad guys, and that's a slippery slope. My point is, what's our end goal? Because at this point, I'm not quite sure why people sign up to be cops unless they're racist. Like at this point, I'm putting my life and limb on the line, and I almost feel like they can't win in this current environment. What would we have liked them to do different with the lieutenant?
No, right. It's a no-win situation.
And I feel like that was a black cop that pulled over that lieutenant, it wouldn't be a story. I'm just gonna put it out there. It wouldn't be a story. It would not be a story. And so I just and I'm playing the hard conversations that we don't want to have, because we know when we go against everybody, like, get them, you know, you get in trouble when you have a differing opinion. But what could the lieutenant, were they aggressive? Yeah. Were they pissed off because he didn't do what he was supposed to do? Yeah.
Right.
But did they catch themselves? Did they remain professional? Did they de-escalate themselves? So, like, did he live?
But just like with anything else, we, you know, especially us, you know, we bandwagon quick.
Absolutely.
Somebody put a post up to say, "Oh, white cops mistreated Army dude," and all of a sudden nobody's gonna click and read the story. They just gonna instantly racist, and let's riot and let's tear it up, you know. And it happens. You see it all the time, especially on social media, like clickbait. But the problem is they ain't clicking. They commenting before they clicking, and then they start a whole riot before they even read the damn story.
And I agree with Eric too. I think that's a good point that he brings up.
Is that good cops let bad cops slide and don't hold them accountable, or they hold their own accountable. And I mean, and think about it. I mean, for some of them, would you, like, knowing that you're going against the grain, you're going against the cop code? Like, what is the cop code now? And I'm not a police officer. I know tons of police officers, have many that are friends and in my family as well. But what is the code?
That's a real comment though. Just like they lump us all together, we lump them together.
Right.
I agree with you, Eric. It's hard. I agree that it's hard. And I think, what do they call it? The blue wall of silence. It's hard to, you know, I've been watching the Floyd. I got to step up for the chief there, because, like, he's like, no, they murdered him. That ain't policy. That's not procedure. Like, he broke the blue wall, and he definitely said, that's not what I teach them. I teach them this. I teach them that. There was no reason for that type of hold. But I've also seen videos where Black cops have said that the things that they have suffered when they've tried to speak out, and then they're in this really bad place of being a cop that has turned against cops, and then they a cop, so we don't trust them, and there is no place for them either. So I guess I go back to solutioning. I go back to, how do we fix it? I got some ideas, but I want to hear it. I want to hear it from y'all. Y'all gonna laugh at my ideas, because I'm taking y'all back. I'm finna show my age.
Oh my God. Well, I think that and don't get me wrong, because I think there are police officers that try. There are police officers that try to build relationships with authentic relationships. Let's be clear, authentic relationships with community.
Okay, that's my first solution. So you all in my business.
I absolutely
go back to CAP program.
Right. I absolutely
you live where you police.
I absolutely love when I get a chance to see police officers engaging with youth. And actually, I ran a program where we brought in police officers and they played games with the kids. They did sports activities. We ran competitions, like, to get them to know each other. Because we have to begin to teach our kids that being a cop is not a bad thing. It's not a bad scar to be a police officer.
See, there you go. That's my second solution. Bring back Officer Friendly. I don't know about y'all, but Officer Friendly came to school with me. And like you said, Officer Friendly was me getting to see a police officer in uniform without arresting somebody, beating somebody up. I got to interact with him in a safe space, right? Community policing. I'm gonna tell you the best thing. I'm gonna give him a shout out as soon as I remember his name. His name is Brian. He was my neighbor. And when I tell you that he was a police officer, and there was a situation that happened where the county police came to my house. Not him, he was a Gary police officer. County police came, but he heard the call and the address. We neighbors. He used to give me his lawnmowers. I cut my grass, all that. So we had a relationship. He interceded on my behalf, asked the commanding cop that came and said, I know her. Let me talk to her. My initial reaction was, I don't even know what y'all are looking for. Who you looking for? You got the wrong house. He came in, he gave me the details, and he said, trust me. Trust me, because if you don't let them do it, they're going to get a search warrant within the next 15 minutes, and they are going to disrespect your house in a way that you won't be able to recover from. Do you trust me? And I trusted him because I knew him as a person who was also an officer. He made sure they went through the house looking for who they were looking for. They was nasty, but they never touched anything. They never, and when they tried to, now y'all know I stayed in an old house. Y'all know we paint over everything. They trying to go in the attic that's been painted over. I don't think that door would ever open again. Okay. They trying to pry open an attic door that's been painted closed. My house was built in the 1920s. I'm sure it is no less than 100 coats of paint on that door, sir. I'm like, you can see it's never been open. He stepped in and said, that's enough. There's nobody up there. He was like, let's go. That needs to happen again, because that interaction would have went different if I didn't have a friendship with him. And he knew what they could do. He knew what they would do. He didn't want to see that happen to me. And so I think, like you said, Tiffany, them coming back to the fact that they interact with the pit bulls.
And you realize pit bulls not vicious.
Right. You know they're not all vicious.
But you also got to get back to cops walking the beat. Remember when cops used to walk the beat? You had cops who walked the beat, cops who, when you were sitting on the porch or walk by, hey, Miss So-and-so, and hey, Mr. So-and-so, like, you got to try to get back. You got to try to get back to that too. But we also got to remember our neighborhoods aren't the same either. You know, our neighborhoods are not integrated instead of us all coming up together. You know, like where everybody knew everybody. Everybody knew everybody's mom and everybody's cousin and uncle. And we knew the candy lady and everybody kind of knew each other. But you got to try to get back to officers walking the beat and just getting back to getting that relationship with the community where they're comfortable with him. He's comfortable with them. And even if, you know, in a situation where another cop, if something's going on, they know he's going to come right there and be like, hey, you know, they know he got your back. Like, I know Officer Reynolds got my back.
Just said, they recognize Lil Nunu as a person first.
Right. And vice versa, that it's not even a competition. I mean, I remember we ran like a sports camp where police officers would come in and play with the kids. They would actually run on teams together. We did scavenger hunts with each other, and the kids actually got a chance to see police officers having fun, right? So they saw them playing, they saw them laughing, they saw them tripping over each other. So it humanized them, as opposed to them automatically seeing a uniform. You get to see a person, and I think that's what we're missing for everybody.
So Eric, I agree with you, Eric. Now this is why I'm still on the fence about the lieutenant. I don't really like how he did the case, but I like that he's not satisfied with the fact, slap on the wrist, retrain everybody. He said, okay, I got you, retrain this civil suit. And I do believe that if we stop trying to, like Tanya said, that would change something. I think if we would stop always trying to force a system that was never designed for us to recognize us and utilize a monetary system. So, you know, I always think of OJ. Y'all remember we watched that OJ trial. We was like, ooh. And then white people said, I got you. OJ to this day can't make no money. That won't ever go in the code. Whether he did it or not, they decided he would never have, you can be a free man. You just won't be a rich one. And I feel like for Derek Chauvin, I'm waiting. I noticed that the Floyd family has an attorney. I am waiting for those civil charges.
Oh, they come.
Whatever you got, whatever your wife got, whatever you thought you was gonna do, it belongs to me and Floyd's memory. And so I would just say, like, I would love for us to get together a plan. Yes, I think retraining. I think the fact of one of the things I looking at Floyd, he was claustrophobic. I know some of us don't believe that to be a true thing, but again, being in military town, I know somebody with PTSD that would freak out exactly the way that Floyd did if you tried to put them in the back seat of a car. So what's the policy? How do you handle that? Because I don't feel like any of us know. How do you get me down to the station if I can't get in the back seat of the car? We know you can't get in the front.
Right. And
I freak out with the mask on too long in the grocery store.
There you go. And I do know that there have been different movements and streams of work that have been done with police districts. I know at CPD at one point in time, they were doing mental health training with police officers. Like they trained a specific crew of police officers that were supposed to intervene and when they realized that they were dealing with a case where the person actually had mental health issues. The challenge is that's not widespread. So, I remember my brother, I had an episode with my brother and I had to call luckily the police officers knew me, but again, it's about people knowing and having access to that type of training because that's a certain skill set. Not everybody, it's kind of like saying all teachers can do everything, right? They cannot. They don't go to school for everything. So police officers go to school or they get trained to protect. They don't necessarily get trained.
Oh, you mean like how they tried to have a gym teacher teach me
sex ed? And they tried to teach you sex ed and 5,000 other things that they not equipped to teach, right?
Budget wasn't tight.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So again, it's how do we get them trained in a way that makes sense for them? Because as a person that's a trained social worker, I can't say to an HR person, I need you to implement these strategies if that's not what your training is. You know what I'm saying? So
what about what Vanessa is saying? She says she needs them to use the training they use when they don't kill white people.
Yeah, well, and here's another big side of it. This could be part of the solution too. We have to stop driving this us versus them scenario, and start. And I think that'll be a big help, like because now it's like you say when it's like in your mind, you already feel like, this person hates me. It's kind of like how you have felt after you saw Roots as a kid. You thought all white people were evil and racist and slave owners and terrible people,
it's
right?
True. Yep.
That's how you felt, right? It was us versus them.
The same way white people feel when they watch Gone with the Wind. Right. That slavery was amazing and it wasn't, and we loved it, and it was all singing and dancing and wonderful.
Yes, but because we also have to realize is that we need each other. Therefore, we got to get rid of us versus them because you can't have something going in your neighborhood and then the first person you call is the main one that you throw rocks at and put your middle finger up at every time they ride through. And it's the person that's supposed to be there to protect you or save you or whatever. Or when they don't patrol as much and now they're reacting, now they're reacting to something. Now you're saying they're not doing their job. Or you won't talk to the police when some dude down the street get killed and you know what happened. But if your loved one get killed, and nobody's talking to them, then you blame the cops not doing their job. So it's all over the place. But
we just have to break the
Sandy. Now your question, who's driving us versus them? Listen, that is a whole nother show that I had planned. So I wanted to tell y'all next week. I messed around and turned to Fox News instead of CNN, and my world was rocked. It was strange. And I have realized that the news that I grew up on is no more. There is Black people news and there is white people news. Y'all, if y'all didn't know, mess around and turn to Fox for like 20 minutes. Just give yourself 20 minutes. They don't even run the same stories like CNN all day. Floyd trial. Fox News was talking about Biden's son laptop nonstop. I was like, so we're not gonna cross-reference these two stories.
No,
right? So
they don't.
I'm telling you, your world is not complete if you only watch one news story because it is gone is the well-rounded, factual, objective, just the facts that does not exist unless you watch BBC because they just think all Americans are idiots and their racism is elite. They only racist against Megan. So I'm trying to tell you, I got messed up messing around and hit the wrong button on the news. So Tandy, to answer your question on who's driving us versus them, listen, I never thought I would say I agree with Trump, but I'm telling you, there's some fake news out there. Like I heard some stuff on Fox News and I was like, that CNN ain't told me nothing about a herd mentality. And almost everybody is immunized according to Fox. I was like, I ain't got my shot yet. So I'm just telling you, I seen some stuff and I was like mind blown about us versus them. So definitely will address that. Y'all look here, we done hit 2 hours and then some and then some and then some. But I'm gonna go ahead and let our panelists sign out. We kind of sort of missed you being, but okay, you flaked out on us. But it was Nunu's birthday week, so we're gonna give it to you.
Yeah.
Chick, go ahead and sign us out.
I was just glad that Ben wasn't out there trying to buy no sack spray or something. I'm happy for him. I'm happy for him.
No Lumi.
No
the
Lumi.
deodorant that makes you smell good when you're naked. I seen that
There
commercial and thought it all. If I could get that commercial on here, it's like y'all gotta see this Lumi commercial.
All your private parts, yes. Ben, I'll see you next week. We missed you. But no, fantastic time as always. I absolutely love this audience. Y'all always give me a different perspective of how to think about things. And the knowledge in this, actually, the knowledge in the chat is always just over and beyond. And I will have to say, and I say this to everybody, we have to stop waiting for Superman to come save us. We are our own solution. Everything that we need, we have within our community. And I bet you if I go through every person that watches this feed and every week from week to week, we can do some amazing things. So some of y'all, I owe y'all email, you know who you are, and it's coming because we about to do this for June. But anyway, thank you. This week it's been amazing for me. Last week when we were off, I was really in the space. Those that don't know me, I am a daddy's girl. So I was really in a sad space because it was my dad's birthday. But I thank you. I thank for all my friends that reached out to me just to check on me and make sure I was good. I am good. I love my daddy, and I continue to move forward in his legacy. I do what I do. I will say this: spring sports are coming, and our kids have been locked up in their houses for over a year. So I would encourage you, if you know youth, get them outside, get them participating. And I will say this is where we start to support our youth and get them on the right track. Go out to a couple of sports and view. If you can get to a football game, it don't matter who playing, just go out and cheer. It could be your kid's friend. Heck, don't know the kid, just cheer you because you like the team colors. Track season. Hey, Lisa, we're about to get into our track season. Come out. There are kids that just want to do something. Support our kids, cheer them on, be their Superman, be that person that stands up for them and advocate for them. And just we take care of our own. So let's stop waiting for Superman and do what we're supposed to do. I will see y'all next week. Love y'all.
I Lefty. First up, I am mad that Ben is yet stalking us, talking about be cool over there. And y'all know I'll still be back next week. So I just want y'all to know
how is he gonna
out the show? Can't even sign out the show without
it. And then gonna use the feed from the
right.
Right. Come on, type that.
Hey, thank you again. Thank you for tuning in on joining Tuesday night. I did miss you guys last week. I missed the audience, the interaction. It's always great. It's good that we can, we have fun, but we can also have some serious conversations as well. Like we said, we only got about 2 more shows and then we're going on break, but super excited about, Press Your Luck podcast. Your Sunday nights will never be the same. Start your Sunday nights out with me. It's Sundays at 9:00. We're going for about an hour, so we're going to start your week off right, man. And I'm really looking forward to it, hoping everybody over here chimes in. And, hey, it's going to be a blast, but other things, stay safe out there. It's getting warm out. We know how they start acting. We know people start acting a fool. So, hey, stay alert, stay on top of things, man. Pray for your loved ones. Love on them, do all that good stuff. And we're still dealing with this damn pandemic. As they canceled the Silver Room, and most other festivals this summer canceled. So I think I'm gonna be doing a lot of traveling this summer because they didn't cancel everything up here.
Nikki's trip home. I got my gloves. I got my shield. Don't see me at the airport. It's not gonna be sexy. But if anyone wants to see me, I will be in town Saturday to Saturday. So you gotta get in where you fit in. And this is the information of where I will be Saturday night, 8 p.m. at the Diamond Center. For those of you who are truly from Gary, the old Bennigan's that's connected to the Real Cat Stadium. Listen, it's big in there. It's beautiful in there. We're gonna have our poet Fontaine. He is dope. We having Rose, who got an amazing voice, and for you house heads, she got something. So let me just tell y'all, be there. I will be there. I will be cute, and I will be in the building. I'm only gonna be in Indiana for less than a week, so please, if you can come out Meet me there. The link is in the chat where you can buy your tickets. And I would love to see all of you show up in the place. Nikki might even rock the mic. Let y'all see a different side of me.
Man.
I'm coming.
Anyway.
Quick reminder too, if any of our people in St. Louis, Smoke Fellas will be there this weekend. Smoke Fellas invading St. Louis is gonna be a blast. We gonna miss the event, Nick, but hopefully we can catch the next one. We just happen our schedules just crossed. But yeah, any of our St. Louis people, man, come check us out, follow us.
And with that, I know Lucky's bladder is probably about to explode because he ain't asked for no bathroom break because his buddy ain't here. But I love y'all. I will see y'all. We will be here next Tuesday. So 2 more episodes. Make sure you tune in, like, subscribe, share the page. We love you. We guys will see you next Tuesday.
Peace out.